everybody. Scooney007 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 10-10 Texas Rangers, 10-12 Texas Rangers taking on the 10-12 Detroit Tigers. This is game 3 of a 3-game series. Rangers have won the first 2 games. They're looking for the clean sweep. But the Tigers looking to bounce back and avoid that sweep. Will they be able to get it? We'll find out in 9 innings. And here is the starting lineup for the Texas Rangers. Leading off the left fielder, Frank Cantaloupe. Batting second, the shortstop, Michael Young. Batting third, the right fielder, Josh Hamilton. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the third baseman, Hank Bellock. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Jason Botts. Batting sixth, the center fielder, David Murphy. Batting seventh, the catcher, Ben Burchard. And batting ninth, the second baseman, Raymond Valquez. On the mound for the Tigers, it is Jeremy Bonderman, who will start today's game with a 4.62 ERA. He's got 1 win and 1 loss. He's pitched 25 1/3 of an inning, allowed 27 hits, 16 strikeouts, and 10 walks. We're here at Comerica Park, which gives a -1 to strikeouts, but a +1 to walks, and nothing to home runs. And with that, Frank Cantaloupe makes his way into the batter's box as the home plate umpire dusts off home plate. Cantaloupe batting at .340, and here is the first pitch. 4-2, column 4, row 2. That is a blank. Cantaloupe being a left-handed batter, so on the pitcher card, when we roll a split result, we'll check the left-handed side of the slash for that. So that is a blank. Cantaloupe 1-4, column 1, row 4, and that's going to be a ground ball to Polanco, who will make the catch and put one away. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Detroit Tigers. Jones will be out there in left field. Granderson in center. Thames at right. Going around the horn, we've got Rubin on third. Rentia will be at shortstop. Polanco will be on second. Cabrera at first. Ing behind the plate. And Bonderman is on the mound. One away, that brings up Michael Young. Young batting at .242. And here is the pitch. 3-2, column 3. Row 2, possible error on a throw. And that's going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. Fly ball back there to Jones. Jones will make the catch, and that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, Josh Hamilton batting a .264, and here is the pitch. Hamilton, 2-6, column 2. Row 6, that is a blank. 6-4, column 6, row 4, and that's going to be a ground ball back over to Polanco, who will make the catch and retire the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors as the Tigers send the Rangers down in order. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the Detroit Tigers. Leading off the center fielder, Curtis Granderson. Batting second, the second baseman, Placido Polanco. Batting third, the right fielder, Marcus Thames. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the designated hitter, Maglio Ordonez. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Miguel Cabrera. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Jacques Jones. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Edgar Rentia. Batting eighth, the catcher, Brandon Ing. And batting ninth, the third baseman, Ryan Rubin. On the mound for the Rangers, it is Jason Jennings. He'll start today's game with a 7.41 ERA. 2 wins and 2 losses. He's pitched 17 innings, allowed 21 hits, 8 strikeouts, and 17 walks. Granderson batting a 200, and here is the pitch. 1-3, column 1, row 3, home run on a 1-11. The 13 is too high. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. It's a single out there in the right field. Hamilton can't make the play in time. There was a drop in front of him. And with that, Granderson will lead off with a base hit. So let's take a look at the starting defense for the Texas Rangers. Cantalonto will be out there in left field. Murphy will be in center. Hamilton at right. Going around the horn, we've got Belloc on third. Young will be at short. Valquez on second. Bouchard will be at first. Mohus will be behind the plate. And Jennings will be on the mound. Polanco up. Presidio Polanco. He's batting a .345. Infield is at double play depth. Strategy roll is a 7. Anytime you have a runner on base, you will roll for strategy first. So the Tiger is holding off on strategy. And that is going to be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1-3. That is a 1. Remember, we -1 from the strikeout range on the batter's card. So a range of a 1-3, that is a 1. It is in range. And struck him out, and that'll put 1 away. Strategy roll now is a 17, and that's going to bring up Marcus Thames. Thames batting a .278. Infield still at double play depth. 1-2, column 1, row 2. That's going to be a range play. Now, on a range play, we're going to check the first number of the defense. But whose position are we checking? Whose range are we checking? 2-1, column 2, row 1. Fly ball back there to Murphy. Now, his range is on a 1-2. So if on a D6, because we'll roll D6 for that, if you're playing the physical game, if it comes up a 1 or a 2 for Murphy on the range check, he'll make the play. If it's a 3 or higher, he can't make the play in time. It's a 2. He makes the play and takes away the single. He had to chase that one down, goes back to the warning track, makes the catch, and that'll put 2 away. Now, with 2 outs, we add a +1 to the base run rating, and that's going to bring up the cleanup hitter, Maglio Ordonez. He's batting a .345, and here is the pitch. 1-2, column 1, row 2. Once again, that's going to be a range play. Whose range are we checking? Infield is at a normal depth. 6-2, column 6, row 2. Double star 5. That's going to be a fly ball back there to Cantalonto. That is a 3. He can't make the play. That's going to be a double. It hops off the wall. That is over his head, and that is out to the fence. And that will be, well, that's going to put runners on second and third. Granderson on third, but does he come home? So we'll roll 2d6 to determine on the base run, does he come home? And we'll check the red die. That's the first die here. On a 2 through 5, if the roll is less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, the runner advances, otherwise they hold. Granderson has a base run rating of a 4. The die roll is a 3, and he will score. So it's an RBI double for Adonis, and the Tigers get on the board first. It's 1-0 Detroit. And next up, that's going to be Miguel Cabrera. Cabrera batting a .296, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. That is a blank. And that's going to be a 2-2, column 2, row 2, double star 4. Ground ball to Young. Young will make the catch, and that will retire the side. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, but the Tigers do leave one stranded. After one, it's Tigers 1, Rangers 0. We go to the top of the second. Hank Belloc, Jason Botts, and David Murphy due up for the Rangers. Hank Belloc batting a .316. And the pitch, 2-1, column 2, row 1. That's going to be a walk. On a run to 7, that is a 2, and that'll be good for a walk. So Belloc will lead this inning off with a walk down the first. Strategy roll is a 13. Jason Botts batting a .235, and here is the pitch. Botts 2-6, column 2, row 6. Now Botts is a switch hitter, so he's batting left today. That is a blank. Otherwise, that would have been a home run. 6-2, column 6, row 2. Fly ball back there to Jones. Jones sees it, weighs off Granderson. He'll come over. He'll make the catch, and that'll put one away. David Murphy batting a .250. One out, runner on first. Strategy roll is a 12. Nothing to do there for the Rangers. Infield is at double play depth. And that is going to be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. That is a walk plus. Now, on a walk plus, we add 10 to that range. That's an 18. That's going to be a 16. That is in range, and that's going to put runners on first and second. So with runners on first and second, that's going to bring up Adam Hellmuth. Hellmuth batting a .200 right on the Mendoza line. Strategy roll is a 6. Rangers holding off, and here is the pitch. 2-2, column 2, row 2. That is a blank for right now. We consider that a blank because Bonderman has not faced his allotted number of batters. So anytime you roll for right now, that the result will come up as an S1, or if we were to roll a 6-1 as a die result, we would treat it as a strike. But since we rolled a 2-2, it's an S1 in brackets. Pitcher is not tired. It's a blank. 4-4, column 4, row 4. That's going to be a single past second base. Pull on. And with that, Belloc will go to third. Murphy goes to second. Hellmuth on first. And with that, all runners will hold. Belloc will go from second to home on a 2-6. Base run rating is a 1. David Murphy would go from first to third on a 3-6. That is a 2. So we have the bases loaded, and that's going to bring up Ben Bouchard. However, strategy roll is a 20. Anytime you roll a 20 on the strategy die, it is a pickoff attempt. On a 1-3, it's a pickoff. On a 4-6, it's a pickoff error. 7 or higher, nothing happens. It's a 2. He picked him off. And he'll pick off Ruben. He'll pick off Belloc. And that'll put 2 away. And here is the pitch. 2-6, column 2, row 6. That is a blank. 3-5, column 3, row 5, double star 3. It's a ground ball to Polanco. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, but the Rangers will leave 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the second. Jacque Jones, Edgar Rentia, and Brandon Ing due up for the Tigers. Jacque Jones batting a 132, and here is the pitch. 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is a blank. 6-3, column 6, row 3. Fly ball back there to Murphy. Murphy goes back, makes the catch, and that'll put 1 away. Edgar Rentia batting a 284, and the pitch. And that's going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. Strikeout on a 1-7. 17 is too high. And that's going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. Fly ball back there to Cantalonto. He'll make the catch, and that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. Brandon Ing batting an 085, and here is the pitch. 2-1, column 2, row 1. Double question mark, double star on a 1-11. 20 is too high. Nothing happens there. So the double question mark, that is the only thing we follow should it come up. And that is going to be a 2-2. Column 2, row 2. Ground ball up the middle to Jennings. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So the Texas Rangers send the Detroit the Tigers down in order. It's 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on. After 2, it's Tigers 1, Rangers nothing. We go to the top of the third. Raymond Valquez, Frank Cantalonto, and Michael Young due up for the Rangers. Raymond Valquez batting a 400, and here is the pitch. 3-2, column 3, row 2. Possible error on a throw. And that's going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. Fly ball back there to Granderson. Granderson will make the catch and put 1 away. We go to the top of the order. Frank Cantalonto, who is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. Cantalonto 2-1, column 2, row 1. That is a walk. On a 1-9, that is a 3. It is in range, and a walk, Cantalonto. So that's the third walk allowed by Bonderman. Strategy roll now is a 15 with the infield at double play depth. Michael Young also batting 0 for 1. And the pitch. 4-6, column 4, row 6. Strikeout on a 1-9. 17 too high. 2-4, column 2, row 4. Ground ball to Rentia. And we will check for double play. The pivot on a G6, since we do have a right-handed batter, is going to be second base. So that's going to be Polanco. So, ground double play rating from the pitcher is a 0. 0 from Polanco. That's going to make it a 1. We take 1d6, roll it against the ground double play rating. That is a 5. So the roll is high. It's not less than or equal to that 1. So if the roll is high, the runner on force is forced out. So we do click there. That is going to be a fielder's choice. So Young will get on.
Everybody clap your hands.
And that is going to bring up Josh Hamilton. Hamilton 0 for 1. Strategy rolls a 15, and here is the pitch. 4-3, column 4, row 3. That's going to be a walk. On a 1 to 10, that is a 3, and that's going to put runners on first and second. And that is going to bring up Hank Belloc. Belloc walked his last time up. Strategy roll is a 7. Infield at normal depth with 2 outs. And here is the pitch. 1-6, column 1, row 6. That is a blank. Belloc. 5-1, column 5, row 1. Ground ball up the middle to Bonderman. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. And the Rangers will leave 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the third. Ryan Rubin, Curtis Granderson, and Placidio Polanco due up for the Tigers. Ryan Rubin batting a .250, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. That's a strikeout on a 1 to 15. That is a 15. Struck him out. Struck him out, and we go to the top of the order. Curtis Granderson, 0 for 1 with a run scored, and here is the pitch. 4-3, column 4, row 3. Possible error. Now, on an error check, that is the number in the bracket. 4-3, column 4, row 3. It's a ground ball to Young. So we will check for his error. We will check for an error. And an error will happen on a D20 roll of a 1 through 4. That is a 16, so no error there. Young will make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. Polanco is up. He's 0 for 1. Struck out his last time up at bat. 1-2, column 1, row 2. That's going to be a range play. And the range, 3-6, column 3, row 6. Ground ball to Young. His range is on a 1 to 3. That is a 5. He can't make the play in time. And with that, Polanco will get on base as it rolls right past Young into the outfield. And that is going to bring up Marcus Thames. Thames is 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 9. Tigers holding off. Infield at normal depth. 2 outs, runner on first. 3-6, column 3, row 6. Now, that is the @ symbol. So, off of the pitcher card, if your result is the @ symbol, for the batter, you will resolve the play at the plate off the ballpark card. So in this case, the player is now going to Comerica Park as the ballpark card now comes into play. 4-2. Column 4, row 2, that is an S plus 7 to Cantalonto. So all S plus number results resolve in this. We're going to roll 1d6. For first of all runners will advance 2 bases regardless. Roll 1d6 versus the batter, the base run rating plus the outfielder of the arm. So Cantalonto will give a +1 to that. So now we'll roll 1d6. That is a 5. If the roll is higher than the adjusted base run rating, the batter will hold with a single. Alright, so with that, Thames holds, and we have runners on the corners. Strategy roll is a 3, and that's going to bring up Maglio Ordonez. Ordonez is 1 for 1 with a double and an RBI, and here is the pitch. Strategy roll, by the way, is a 3-1-1, column 1, row 1. That is going to be a walk. On a 1 to 12, that is a 2, and that loads the bases. Bases are loaded, and that's going to bring up Miguel Cabrera. Cabrera is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. Strategy roll, by the way, is a 14. Tigers holding off. 1-6, column 1, row 6, double star. Now, double star off the picture card. You're going to roll 1d6 if you're playing the physical game to determine what the auto out is going to be. In this case, it's going to be a ground ball to Valquez. In the PC game, it'll randomly do that. It's a ground ball to Valquez. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 2 hits, and 1 error, and the Tigers will leave them loaded. After 3, it's Tigers 1, Rangers nothing. We go to the top of the 4th. Jason Botts, David Murphy, and Adam Helmuth due up for the Rangers. Jason Botts 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. Botts 3-4, column 3, row 4. That is going to be a walk plus. Now remember, we had 10, so that's going to be a third plus the 1, so we're adding 11 to that range. That's a 30. That's a 16. That's in range, and that's going to be a walk. So with that, Botts will trot on down to first, and that's going to bring up David Murphy. Murphy walked his last time up, and here is the pitch. Murphy 5-6, column 5, row 6, range play at the ballpark. So now we'll resolve the play at Comerica Park, once again off the ballpark card. But now it's a range play, and the infield is at double play depth. 4-4, column 4, row 4, double star 1. That is going to be a fly ball to Jones. Jones's range is on a 1 to 4. That's a 2. He'll take the single away. And with that, 1 away. Jones is 5 for 6 on his range plays. Adam Helmuth, 1 for 1. Strategy roll 16, and here is the pitch. 2-1, column 2, row 1. That's going to be a walk on a 1 to 8. The 19 is too high. 3-4, column 3, row 4. Ground ball to second base to Polanco. He'll make the catch. And that is going to be a fielder's choice. So Botts gets forced out at second. And with that, Helmuth will get on at first.
Everybody clap your hands.
2 outs, runner on first, and that's going to bring up Ben Bouchard. Bouchard is 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 5, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. That is a walk. On a 1 to 6, that is a 2. That's going to be good for a walk. And that is a 6th walk allowed in this game. Strategy roll is a 7. That's going to bring up Raymond Valquez. Valquez is 0 for 1. Runners on first and second with 2 outs, infield at normal depth, and here is the pitch. 5-4, column 5, row 4. At the ballpark, we're going to go to Comerica Park. 5-4, column 5, row 4, ground ball to Rentia. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Tigers send the Rangers down in order. We go to 2 left on. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Jock Jones, Edgar Rentia, and Brandon Ing due up for the Tigers. Jock Jones 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. Jones 3-6, column 3, row 6 at the ballpark. We're going to go back to Comerica Park. 4-6, column 4, row 6, double star 5. That's going to be a fly ball to Cantalonto. He'll make the catch. By the way, Jason Jennings can face 9 more batters before he's considered tired. Puts one away. Egorentia 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1, double star. Fly ball back there to Murphy. Murphy goes back, makes the catch. And they quickly get 2 outs. Brandon Ing 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 6-1, column 6, row 1. Strikeout on a 1-14. That is an 8. Struck him out. So the Rangers return the favor, sending the Tigers down in order. 1, 2, 3. And nothing, very easy inning to score there. Nothing across the board. No runs, no hits, and no errors. And none left on. After 4, it's Tigers 1, Rangers nothing. We go to the top of the 5th. Frank Cantalonto, Michael Young, and Josh Hamilton due up for the Rangers. Frank Cantalonto 0 for 1 with a walk. And here is the pitch. 1-2, column 1, row 2. That is a blank. 2-3, column 2, row 3. Line drive up the middle to Bonderman. Bonderman also can face 9 more batters before he's considered tired. And that'll be out number 1. Michael Young 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. 6-4, column 6, row 4. Strikeout on a 1-9. That is an 11. The 11 is too high. So the first number off of the batter card, off the pitcher card, before we continue on here with the result of Michael's play. The first number is the number of batters a pitcher can face. The second number, that is his pull rating. So that'll also help you decide, should you pull the pitcher and everything. And both numbers will go down in tandem with each. Anytime you get a base hit, a run is scored, that second number will go down. Like we said, that is a 9. The 11 is too high for the strikeout. And that is going to be a 3-6. Column 3, row 6. That's going to be a pop-up to Polanco. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. Josh Hamilton. Hamilton 0 for 1 with a walk. And here is the pitch. 5-5. Column 5, row 5. Strikeout. On a 1-9, the 16 is too high. And that is going to be a 3-4. Column 3, row 4. Power hit to Granderson. So, on a power hit, on a 1-7, it's a single. On an 8-15, it's a double. If it comes up to 16, 17, or 18, it's a triple. It's a triple! And with that, Hamilton hits a triple out there in the center field. He'll hustle to third. And with that, it's a 3-base hit into dead center field. Granderson having to go chase it as it bounces and then rolls off the wall. He'll throw it back to Rentia, and they'll keep Hamilton at third. Rangers now have a runner in scoring position. Hank Belloc 0 for 1 with a walk. Strategy roll is a 9, and here is the pitch. 5-6, column 5, row 6. That is a range play at the ballpark. We're going to go to Comerica Park. 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is an HR 8 to Granderson. Granderson's ranges on a 1-3, only applicable if home run check from the ballpark doesn't result in a home run. That is a 10. That is a 19. Granderson makes a leaping catch at the wall.
What a play to get to that ball.
And it's no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Rangers will leave one stranded in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's Ryan Rayburn, Curtis Granderson, and Placido Polanco due up for the Tigers. Ryan Rubin. He's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Comerica Park. 2-3, column 2, row 3, HRP. And it's a fly out to left field as Ken Talunta will make the catch, and that'll put one away. Top of the order, Curtis Granderson is 0 for 2 today with a run scored, and here is the pitch. 5-1, column 5, row 1, possible error on a throw. And that's going to be a 4-5. Column 4, row 5, that's going to be good for a double out there in the right field. Error range for Murphy is on a 1-3, that is a 9. It's a throwing only applicable if rolling for runner advancement. Otherwise, there is no error. We got nobody on, so there is no error. And Granderson will get on with a base hit, with a double. Strategy roll is a 20, that is going to be a pickoff attempt. However, Jason Jennings does not pick anyone off, but we'll still show that number there. That is a 16. Polanco 1 for 2 with a strikeout and the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-3. Column 4, row 3, that is a blank. 3-1, column 3, row 1. That is a double to Murphy. Murphy will make out there into center field.
He rocks one to right center field. That'll shoot the gap and go to the wall. And one hops the wall.
And it's a one hop off the wall. It's an RBI double by Polanco. It's 2-0 Tigers. And with that, Marcus Thames is up. He's 1 for 2. Strategy roll is a 15, and here is the pitch. 2-6, column 2, row 6. That is a walk plus. On a 1-20, that is a 2, and that's going to put runners on first and second. And with that, that's going to bring up Maglio Ordonez, who is 1 for 1 with a double, a run, a walk, and an RBI. Strategy roll 7, Tigers holding off, and here is the pitch. 3-1, column 3, row 1, strikeout. On a 1-6, that is a 6. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. Miguel Cabrera is up. He's 0 for 2. Runners on first and second. And here is the pitch. 2 outs. Strategy roll, by the way, is a 12-4-5. Column 4. Row 5. Home run chance. On a 1-19. That is a 5. In range for the home run chance. Cabrera needs a 17 or less off the D20. It's a 10. It's a 3-run home run. That ball is out of here.
He might have had it. There it goes. It's out of here. Oh, Tucker.
That ball hit down the left field side. Ken Talunta goes back, chasing it. Back to the wall, and it's into the stands. It's a 3-run home run for Miguel Cabrera. And the crowd here at Comerica Park goes wild as it's a as the Tigers take a 5-0 lead over the Rangers. And for Cabrera, that would be his 5th home run of the replay. Bullpen for the Tigers starting to warm up. There is starting to see some action in there. However, Rangers need one more out. They're going to leave Jason out there. Jacque Jones 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. 6-2, column 6, row 2. That's going to be a walk. So now, since Jagans is tired, we will count that as a walk, not a strikeout. The brackets do come into play. On a 1 to 12, the 18 is too high. So should Jones get on base, we will make that call to the bullpen. Otherwise, the inning will be over. 4-4, column 4, row 4. That is going to be a fly ball back there to Murphy. Murphy will make the catch. And that will retire the side. So 4 runs, 3 hits, and no errors, and none left on. We go after 5. It's Tigers 5, Rangers nothing. We go to the top of the 6th. Jason Botts, David Murphy, and Adam Helmuth due up for the Rangers. I'm getting my teams mixed up today. And here is the pitch to Botts. Botts is 0 for 1 with a walk. And that is going to be a 3-1. Column 3, row 1. Walk plus. On a 1 to 30, that's a 14. And that's going to be good for a walk. So the Rangers will lead off with a walk, as Botts will trot on down to first. That's going to bring up David Murphy. Murphy is 0 for 1 with a walk, and here is the pitch. 4-4, column 4, row 4. That is a blank. Murphy 4-5, column 4, row 5. Ground ball up the middle to Polanco. He'll make the catch. No double play there. That's a 0 minus 1. That makes it a 0. You can't go less than 0. So that is going to be it's going to be a fielder's choice, as Botts will get forced out at second. Murphy will get on by fielder's choice. So runner on first, strategy rolls are turned off, and how do we know that they're turned off? Well, we take the difference in the score and add it to the inning, so 5 plus 6 equals 11. If the number you get when you add the difference to the inning gives you a number higher than 10, strategy rolls are turned off until you can bring that number down under 10. Adam Helmuth, 1 for 2 with a runner on first. And here is the pitch. 3-2, column 3, row 2, possible error on a throw. 4-4, column 4, row 4. It's a single to Polanco. Error range on a 1 to Rentia. So Polanco will throw to Rentia. His error range is a 1 to 7. That is a 5, and that is single infield single, even if no error, 1 base, all runners. It is a throwing error. It's a 1 base error. So with that, runners now will be on second and third with 1 out. So one error there. That's going to be an E6. So you mark that one down as a, I think it's an E6 or an E4. Let's take a look at the stats here for that. It's an E6. So the error is on Rentia. Ben Bouchard 0 for 1 with a walk. And here is the pitch. 6-4, column 6, row 4. That's a strikeout on a 1-12. That is a 3. Struck him out. And with that, Bonderman can face one more batter before he's considered tired. Raymond Valcrez 0 for 2. Runners on second and third. And here is the pitch. 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1-9. That is a 9. Struck him out. So struck him out, and that will retire the side. It is no runs, 1 hit, and 1 error, and 2 left on for the Rangers. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Edgar Rentia, Brandon Ing, and Ryan Rayburn due up. So with that, they're going to bring in Warner. That is his card. Now, Warner does have a special K. We will talk about that when that comes into play. So, Warner will come into the game with an ERA of a 3.38. Taking a look at the stats here for Jason Jurgens. He went 5 innings, allowed 7 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 1 home run, and ERA of a 7.78. So 7, 8, and 9 in the lineup. We will talk about the special K when that comes up. And Edgar Rentia is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. 2-1, column 2, row 1. That is going to be a strikeout on a 1-7. That is a 2. Struck him out. Brandon Ing, 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. Ing, 4-1, column 4, row 1, at the ballpark. We're going to go to Comerica Park. Special K range on a 1-5. That is a 5. Struck him out. And that'll be 2 away, and that's going to bring up Ryan Rayburn. Rayburn is 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. 5-5, column 5, row 5. Strikeout plus on a 1-25. That is an 8. Struck him out, and he struck out the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Tigers go down in order. After 6, it's Tigers 5, Rangers nothing. We go to the top of the 7th. Frank Cantaloupe, Michael Young, and Josh Hamilton due up for the Rangers. So with that, we do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Tigers. As Bonderman has reached 0, so they're not sending him back out as we go to the top of the 7th. And with that, they're going to send out play Casey Folsom. Folsom is going to get the call up. Folsom will enter the game with a 2.07 ERA. 1 win, no loss. He's pitched 8 2/3 innings, allowed 4 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Taking a look at the stats here for Jeremy Bonderman. 6 innings pitched, allowed 3 hits, 7 walks, 2 strikeouts, an ERA of a 3.74. Top of the order, Frank Cantalonto, Michael Young, and Josh Hamilton due up for the Rangers. So he will have to face the top of the order. And that is going to be a 5-5. Column 5, row 5, double star 1. It's a ground ball up the middle to Rentia. He'll make the catch, throw it over to Cabrera. And that is out number 1. Michael Young 0 for 3, and the pitch. 4-2, column 4, row 2, strikeout on a 1-7. That is a 2. Struck him out. And that is going to bring up Josh Hamilton. Hamilton 1 for 2 with a triple and a run scored. And here is the pitch. 3-3, column 3, row 3. That is a blank. 3-2, column 3, row 2. This will keep the inning alive. On a 1-3, it's a single. On a 4, it's a double. On a 5-9, it's a triple. It's a 1 that's going to be good for a base hit for Hamilton. And Hamilton will get on with a base hit. Keeps the inning alive for the Rangers. And next up, it's Hank Bellock, 0 for 2 with a walk, and here is the pitch. Bellock 4-1, column 4, row 1, double question mark, double star on a 1-17. That is a 6, and that's going to be a ground ball to Rentia as he'll make the catch and sing, "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." So no runs, 1 hit, and no errors, and 1 left on for the Rangers. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and it's the top of the order for the Tigers. Curtis Granderson, Placidio Polanco, and Marcus Thames due up for the Tigers. Warner's going back out there again on the mound. Let's take a look at the box score after 6.5 have been played here in Detroit. Rangers remain scoreless after 6. No runs on 4 hits and no errors. The Tigers, a run in the first, 4 runs in the 5th, 5 runs on 7 hits, and 1 error committed. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Top of the order, Granderson, Polanco, and Thames due up. Warner can face 5 more batters. Granderson, 2 for 3 today with a double and a run scored. And that's going to be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. That is a blank. Outside of the range of the special K, 3-3, column 3, row 3. And that is going to be a fly ball to Cantalonto. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Placidio Polanco is 2 for 3 with a double, a strikeout, a run, and an RBI. And here's the pitch. 1-1, column 1, row 1, double star. That's going to be a fly ball back there to Cantalonto. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. Marcus Thames, 1 for 2 with a walk and a run. And the pitch. Thames, 3-3, column 3, row 3. Home run on a 1-18. That is a 7, and that ball is out of here. Solo home run for Marcus Thames. As he hits that ball dead center, Murphy goes back, but that ball is out of here. Solo home run for Marcus Thames. It's 6-0 Detroit. And that is Thames' 5th home run of the replay. That's going to bring up Maglio Ordonez, who is 1 for 2 with a double, a walk, a strikeout, and an RBI. And here is the pitch. 1-5, column 1, row 5, home run on a 1-11. That is a 7, and that is back-to-back home runs as Ordonez smacks a moonshot out of here. So smack it down the left field side. Cantalonta goes back, and he's just not fast enough, and that ball is into the bleachers. It's 7-0 Detroit on back-to-back home runs. Ordonez, that's his first home run of the replay. 7-0.
Everybody clap your hands.
Miguel Cabrera is up. He's 1 for 3 today with a home run, a run, and 3 RBIs. It's a 3 RBI day for Cabrera. 5-3, column 5, row 3. Possible error on a ground ball. Special K rating on a 1-5. That is a 5. Struck him out. So 2 runs, 2 hits, and no errors, and none left on. After 7, it's Tigers 7, Rangers nothing. We go to the top of the 8th. Jason Botts, David Murphy, and Adam Helmuth due up for the Rangers. Casey Folsom going to stay out there. He can face 2 more batters before he's considered tired. And with that, they're going to leave the infield in as there's going to be no change. There is going to be a few changes. Cabrera coming out at first, and they are going to bring in Carlos Guillen to take over at first. At third, Ryan Rubin's going to come out. And Mike Hessman will come in at third. And Matt Joyce will take over at right field. So that's the changes they're going to make to their defense there. Jason Botts, David Murphy, and Adam Helmuth due up for the Tigers. Jason Botts 0 for 1 with 2 walks, and here is the pitch. 1-6, column 1, row 6. Possible error on a ground ball. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6, double star 4. Polanco's error range is on a 1-3. It's a ground ball to Polanco. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. David Murphy is 0 for 2 with a walk. Murphy, 6-4, column 6, row 4. Home run chance on a 1-7. The 9 is too high. 3-5, column 3, row 5. However, that is going to be good for a base hit. And David Murphy is on with a single. And with that, Adam Hellmuth, who is 2 for 3, steps up. 1 out, runner on first. Hellmuth is 2 for 3, and here is the pitch. 6-6, column 6, row 6, walk plus. On a 1 to 18, that is a 9. That's going to be good for a walk. Because remember, we add 10 plus 1, we add 11. So runners on first and second. And with that, Murphy we're going to bring in Marlon. Yep. Marlon Byrd is going to come in to pinch run here. So Ben Bouchard, who is 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. Casey Folsom now tired. Here's the pitch. Folsom, 3-3. Column 3, row 3. That is a blank. And that's going to be a 2-3. Column 2, row 3. Ground ball up the middle to Folsom. He'll make the catch. That'll put one away. That puts fielder's choice. That is a 6. The only play is at first on a 6. That's a +1. That makes it a 0. That is a 3. So a row of a 6. The only play is on the batter at first. Bird goes to third. Hellmuth to second. 2 outs, and the Rangers now have a runner in scoring position. The Tigers having the bullpen warming up. Raymond Valquez, who is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. And he is not going to take the hit here. And they're going to bring in Milton Bradley. Maybe Bradley is going to be the key to getting a run on the board for the Rangers. We'll see. Here's the pitch. Bradley coming into the game with a 3.33. 3-3, column 3, row 3. That is a blank. 1-3, column 1, row 3. It's a ground ball to down the third baseline to Hassan. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So for second base, we're going to bring in Ian Kinsler. And then for center field, Jason Ellison will come in. Actually, yes. So for center field, whoop. Okay. So center field, we want that. Now for second base, we want Ian Kinsler. There we go. And with that, as we go to the bottom of the 8th, it's going to be no runs, 1 hit, no errors. And the Rangers will leave 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Jock Jones, Edgar Rentia, and Brandon Ing due up. Warner done. So we are making that call to the bullpen. And they are going to bring in Jamie Wright. Wright will get the call up. Comes in the game with no ERA. He's got 1 win, no loss. He's pitched 4 1/3 innings, allowed 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, and no walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Warner, he went 2 innings, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 2 home runs, an ERA of a 4.50. So Jock Jones, 6, 7, and 8 due up in the Tigers lineup. Jock Jones, 0 for 3. Jones going to take the hit. And that's going to be a 3-6. Column 3, row 6, strikeout on a 1-11. That is a 5. Struck him out. And that'll be 1 away. That's going to bring up Edgar Rentia, who is 0 for 3. And the strikeout and the pitch. 4-3, column 4, row 3. That is a blank. 5-1, column 5, row 1, ground ball to Young. Young will make the catch. And that'll be 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. Brandon Ing, 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. Ing going to take the hit. And that's going to be a 4-2. Column 4, row 2, strikeout on a 1-14. That is a 14. Struck him out. So no run as. So the Rangers retire the Tigers in order. 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, and no errors. After 8, it's Tigers 7, Rangers nothing. We go to the top of the 9th. Frank Candelonto, Michael Young, and Josh Hamilton due up for the Rangers. With that, let's take a look at the box score after 8 have been played. Rangers have been shut out through 8. The Tigers scored a run in the first, 4 in the 5th, 2 runs in the 7th, 7 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. And with that, Casey Folsom done. So Folsom going to come out. Bullpen on that last one warming up. But who are the Tigers going to bring out? And they're going to bring in Aquino Lopez. Actually, Bobby Say. Bobby Say going to come in. That is his card. Bobby Say comes into the game with a 4.19 ERA. Chance to close out the game here. He's got pitched 4 1/3 innings, allowed 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 3 walks. No wins and no losses just yet for him. Taking a look at the stats for Casey Folsom, he went 2 innings, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 1.68. Go to the top of the 9th. Top of the order, Frank Candelonto, 0 for 3 with a walk. And here is the pitch. Candelonto going to take the hit. 2-3, column 2, row 3 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Comerica Park. 5-3, column 5, row 3. Power hit to Joyce. And that is a 16. And that is going to be a fly out. And that'll put 1 away. Michael Young, 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Young, not going to take the hit. Travis Metcalf is going to come in. Metcalf, first time we're seeing him has actually played so far in one game in this replay. No average just yet. 2-1, column 2, row 1. That's going to be a walk on a 1-6. That is a 6, and that's going to be good for a walk. So Metcalf will trot on down to first. They're going to call for a pinch runner here. And they're going to bring in Jared Laird. He's going to come in to pinch run for Travis. Josh Hamilton is 2 for 3 with a triple and a run scored. And here is the pitch. Trying to avoid the shutout. 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is a strikeout on a 1-9. That is a 4. Struck him out. Struck him out, and the Rangers are now down to the last out. Hank Belloc, 0 for 3 with a walk. Belloc going to take the hit. Actually, Belloc not going to take the hit. They're going to bring in another pinch hitter here. They're going to bring in Gerard. He has played in 2 games so far with 1 at bat, and here is the pitch. He's a switch hitter batting right. 5-6, column 5. Row 6, hit by pitch. That's going to be a 0. It's a -1 that makes it a 0. The 17 is too high. 2-3, column 2. Row 3, line drive down the third baseline to Goulin. He'll make the catch. And that's the ball game as the Detroit Tigers shut out the Texas Rangers. Final score, 7-0. No runs, no hits, and no errors, and 1 left on for the Rangers. Final line score coming right up. So the Tigers avoid the sweep, and they win 7-0. Texas Rangers, 0 runs on 5 hits and no errors. The Tigers, 7 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. Jeremy Bonderman will get his second win of the replay, and Jason Jennings will pick up his 3rd straight loss. Will pick up his 3rd loss of the replay. Maglio Adonis hits his 1st home run of the replay. Marcus Thames and Miguel Cabrera both hit their 5th home run of the replay. Let's take a look at the stats here for the pitchers. Jeremy Bonderman picks up his 2nd win. He went 6 innings, allowed 3 hits, 7 walks, 2 strikeouts, an ERA of a 3.74. Jason Jennings, who picks up his 3rd loss, went 5 innings, allowed 7 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 1 home run, and ERA of a 7.78. Jeremy Wright, the last pitcher up for the Rangers, he went 1 inning, allowed 2 strikeouts, no ERA there. And Bobby Say, he went 1 inning, allowed 1 walk and 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 3.39. So with that, the Tigers will improve to 11-12, and the Rangers will drop to 10-13. If you enjoyed the video, please. So that's going to do it for us here at Comerica Park. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile. And remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up, and when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until then, I'm Scooney 007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.